I took my sister off the streets and gave her a job and a home, and now that I've returned from a trip after 2 months of work, I find out she's been with my husband all this time. My sister always had issues with our family. Since she was a teenager, she used to fight with our parents, leave home for months, and then come back, usually completely broken and asking for money. At first, our parents would give her some, but eventually they gave up and banned her from the house. She still came to visit us from time to time, saying she had changed and wasn't the same person as before, but after a day or two, she would become unbearable again, argue with our parents, and run away. This happened several times, and each time our parents accepted her back, until my father finally banned her for good, and when she went there anyway, they called the police on her. During this time, she still tried to contact us regularly, saying she needed help and a place to stay, that she regretted what she had done, and so on. Obviously, we ignored her, but as time went by, I just couldn't leave my sister in that situation. I had bought 2 apartments in my building and was only using one. I had planned to rent out the other, but when I saw my sister on the street while I was on my way to work, I decided to talk to her and give her the apartment, as well as get her a job at a branch of the company where I work. Yes, I know it was a decision I should never have made, but I did it out of love. Everything was fine. I thought she was finally changing, but I was bitterly wrong when I made a trip for 2.5 months to open a branch in another state. My husband doesn't work and stays home all day, so I left him in charge of keeping an eye on my sister to see if she wasn't getting into trouble again. He always said everything was fine, so I never suspected anything. However, about 2 months after I left on my trip, I was released to return home, 15 days earlier than planned. I decided not to tell my husband and surprise him, as I missed him and would have the rest of the week free to spend time with him. So I bought flowers, chocolates, and a perfume he loves, and went home. However, of course, when I walked into the house and opened the door to our bedroom, the first thing I saw was my sister and him together, sleeping in my bed. I had no reaction. I just managed to leave the room and cry, maybe for minutes, for hours. But I decided I wouldn't let it go. I took a picture of them together, took screenshots of him phone, and left the house. When I called her workplace, I found out my husband was lying and she hadn't been going to work for about 2 months, always saying she was sick. And they hadn't fired her yet because I was an important employee in the company and they were giving her a chance. I said they could fire her and I would sign her dismissal if necessary. In addition, I am officially issuing a notice to evict her from the house I had let her live in, as I had never officially transferred it to her, although I had planned to do so in the future. I have also already spoken to my lawyers, and we will start the divorce process. Neither of them knows about this yet, and it has been about 5 days, and they still think I'm traveling. I know my sister will end up back on the streets, and I know that when they find out what she did, definitely no relative will accept her back, but honestly, I couldn't care less about her. My husband has no money of him own since he never worked and also has no family, so I don't know how he will manage, as we have a marriage in which assets are not divided, so he won't receive a cent from me either, and again, I don't care about him either. The news of all this will reach them today, and when it happens, I will update here.